It's time for our weekly look at women's lives in our feature, It's a Woman's World. First up, talking about her marriage to director Luc Besson, actress Mia Jovovich says marrying someone 16 years older than you is pushing it a bit. She says, it didn't work because he was so much older. I was young, staying up late, playing the guitar and hanging out with my friends. He was the early riser who went to sleep early. So, is she right? Is a 16-year age gap pushing it a bit?
Well, you see, I'm sitting next to the wrong person, really, aren't I? But I think 16 years is not...
Yeah, watch it.
I don't think it's pushing it. I don't think any age gap is pushing it. The only thing is I do think it works the way round that Carol's got it. You know, the older woman and the younger man.
You think that works?
I think that works. I don't think it works the other way round.
Why?
Because older men are always on the lookout, aren't they? You know what I mean? I know, I had one, didn't you? And they always want something younger. They want always something. They're always on the lookout for something else. A younger man loves an older woman because they like, you know, just everything about them, really. Their experience. They can talk to them. They're interesting. You know, they know how to play life. They have money.
It's true, though. But I think what you say is true. Men actually do age. As soon as they get to like 40, they start to get old.
It's 45 actually.
But women actually a lot of women start living from age 40. Yeah, you know, they say life begins at 40, and I think that is why it works. And you know, there's a hell of a lot of people out there who say to me, or you know, say wherever, that you know, we haven't got a hope in hell of this working because there's 22 years between us. But as you know him and you know me.
Yeah.
He's actually far more mature than you. Believe me, I'm not kidding. He's the sensible one.
I agree with Sherrie. I think it works better with the older woman and the younger man, because I think sometimes women pick their men for more sort of cerebral reasons. It's not just, whoa, look at that.
Or is it? Well, not always. I've got that relationship, and that my husband's 7 years younger than me, and I just don't think numbers matter. You know, I was joking then saying that Mark is more mature than you know, in sort of mental terms. Actually, I wasn't joking. He is more mature than you. I don't think the numbers matter. I think it's the personalities involved that sort of matter. And mine's worked out okay. In fact, yesterday was my 4th wedding anniversary. The love of my life, David. Happy wedding anniversary, my darling.
Can I just give the last word on this age gap argument to a lovely letter, a card that I got here from a viewer, Mrs. Charles, right? So I'll just read it to you. It says, I was a blonde widow of 42 years when I married my handsome toy boy of 20. People in my village said it would only last 6 months. We have been married for 43 years. How about that? So good luck with your young man. Now I'm old, he does all my housework for me. He is a good husband. And she says, I watch you all every day and I love you. Yours sincerely, Mrs. Charles. P.S. I wish Sherrie would find someone nice so she could be happy again. Thank you, Mrs. Charles.
Well, maybe it's about Sherrie's expectations. Maybe that's what we have to talk about, because as we approach the end of the series, we thought we'd give the men a say on women's lives today. So, commenting on a recent survey which revealed that despite 40 years of feminism, women are now less happy with their lot today than we were in the 1960s. Psychologist Oliver James reckons he knows why. Women are unhappy because they're unrealistic about love, he says. In the 1950s, 2/3 of women said they would marry a man they didn't love if he had other important qualities that would make him a good father and husband. In the 1990s, 95% said that they would only marry a man if they loved him. So is Oliver James right? Has the expectation of romantic love made women unhappy?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say we're not unrealistic at all, are we, ladies? Not at all. I think we have now learnt that we don't have to stay with men we don't love. Oh, isn't that true, ladies? Yes. So you see, I think we have changed, because in the past people did marry and they realised it was the wrong person. They weren't in love anymore, but stayed because that's what you did. And you stayed for the children, you stayed because you were married and because it would look bad. People don't have to do that now. They can go. They can walk out.
A lot of people did marry for practical reasons as well, you know, and people don't now. But I do think that women do make a bit of a rod for their own backs, because they do expect quite a lot. And I think that a lot of women should not just settle for someone because they need to be with someone and be married. You know, if you find that beautiful romantic love, then that's fantastic. But if you don't, then I think actually you're probably better off and more happy if you stay single.
I think you have to start off absolutely bonkers about somebody.
I think you're right.
Because you've got to give yourself somewhere to go, haven't you? Because, you know, relationships are quite testing, things happen, children come along and everything gets a little bit more pressurised. And I think if you didn't absolutely worship somebody and go gaga for them in the beginning, then I think it would be hard to sustain the relationship.
Over a lifetime, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.